Happening now, a chilling report on the intelligence community and where we stand now. The leaked plot of an imminent al-Qaeda attack is reportedly causing more damage to America's intelligence gathering than the thousands of classified documents leaked by American fugitive Edward Snowden, who's in hiding somewhere in Russia. The New York Times reporting today that the intelligence community is reporting a sharp drop in chatter among terrorists since word leaked of communications between Ayman al-Zawahiri, the head of al-Qaeda, and the leader of the al-Qaeda branch in Yemen. That intercepted communication triggered the shutdown of American embassies and diplomatic posts across the Muslim world last month. Michael Chertoff is a former Secretary of Homeland Security and chairman of the Chertoff Group. Sir, nice to have you back with us.
Good to be on.
If I go back to the beginning of August, what we first learned August 1st from the State Department is that there were going to be massive closings of embassies around the world. And then the reports came out from this travel alert the next day to Americans, the reason why, because of an al-Qaeda threat. Was that mishandled in any way? How else can you get that information out there to the public if these are the steps that need to be taken?
Well, I think you could have put out an alert, and we can debate whether closing 19 embassies was the right response, but you can certainly put out a travel warning without revealing specifics about how you know something is going to happen. And the intelligence community has a lot of experience with that. When I was in office, we often put out information without revealing the sources and methods.
So for this sort of situation, why do you think it is that this one report caused so much damage when there's tens of thousands of documents out there from someone that had intimate knowledge of what our intelligence gathering really looked like?
I think in this case it's the specificity of the report. You know, the report, and I can't confirm that it's accurate, identified a particular way in which a communication was intercepted. And that's exactly the kind of thing that, if the enemy sees that, is going to alert them to change the way they conduct their business. That's why there's always a great deal of sensitivity about sources and methods. Now, much of the stuff that Snowden has leaked, although it's been damaging, has not been quite at the level of specificity of this particular piece of information, and that may be why it doesn't seem quite as damaging. But to be honest, we haven't seen the full fallout yet, and there may be fallout in terms of compromising our intelligence across a wide range of areas.
And that's something that the report talked about, that it would take months for someone to look through these tens of thousands of documents about how we gather information, where this was an instant sign to the enemy: we're listening to you, we know what you're doing, and we're on to you. Now, the report also suggested that there's some encrypted correspondence between Al-Qaeda operatives, that's one way that they're using to communicate, and they're also going back to courier services. Maybe they never left that, but that's something else that they're using. If that's the case, how good are we in intercepting those type of messages if it's not over text or it's not over phone?
Well, the good news is I think the U.S. intelligence community is quite adaptable, but there is a cost involved and a delay in adapting when the enemy takes a new approach to communicating. Encryption has always been an issue, and there were reports, again, that were leaked out about efforts to break encryption. And to be perfectly honest, that's exactly what we want the intelligence community to do. We don't want to give criminals and terrorists an ability to communicate with impunity by using encrypted channels. But it's more complicated to deal with encrypted communications. It's more complicated to deal with couriers. And although there are ways of ultimately getting the information, all of these changes cost us time and cost us money.
Are we less safe than today?
No question that these leaks are impairing our ability to protect ourselves and to get early warning of the kind of events like the ghastly tragedy we saw in Kenya or what we saw in the Boston Marathon. So people need to understand this isn't about playing games. This is about the only way in which we can warn ourselves and stop something before it results in a terrible loss of life.
Secretary Chertoff, great to have you on the program again today. Thank you so much.